When we think of bird nests, we often imagine twigs, leaves, or soft feathers. But some birds take a very different approach. They don't weave. They sculpt. Using nothing but mud, water, and determination, these birds build homes that are strong, weatherproof, and surprisingly beautiful. They shape each nest one beakful at a time, layer by layer, like tiny architects working with clay. In this video, we'll explore 10 amazing bird species that use mud to create their homes. Rufus Hornero, Furnarius rufus. At first glance, the Rufus Hornero might look like a simple brown bird. But don't let its modest feathers fool you. This is one of nature's finest architects. Native to South America, especially widespread across Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Bolivia, the Rufus Hornero thrives in open fields, farmlands, and even suburban parks. Measuring about 7 to 8 inches long, it sports a warm reddish-brown rufus color that gives the bird its name. The species name Furnarius comes from Latin for baker, a nod to its oven-like nesting style. The Rufus Hornero is a bird well known for its impressive ability to build large oven-shaped nests, often called horo nests or ovenbird nests. These unique structures are made from clay, mud, straw, and other readily available natural materials. Nest building begins when a pair selects a suitable site, which can be anything from a tree branch or fence post to a telephone pole, or even a man-made structure like a rooftop or eave. The construction process usually takes several weeks, with both the male and female working together diligently, carrying materials in their beaks to the chosen spot. The nest has a distinctive rounded shape that resembles a clay oven or pot, with a single small entrance hole at the top. This smart design helps regulate the temperature inside the nest, providing insulation from extreme weather conditions and protection from predators. During the heat of the day, the interior remains cool, while at night, it retains warmth, creating an ideal environment for eggs and chicks. Additionally, the small entrance and enclosed structure make it difficult for predators such as snakes, birds of prey, and mammals to reach the interior. This temperature control is essential for successful incubation and chick development. Rufus Horneros are also known for reusing their old nests, repairing and upgrading them for future breeding seasons. This behavior is highly efficient, saving time and energy compared to building a new nest from scratch. The Rufus Hornero is a truly fascinating species with remarkable nesting behavior. Their ability to construct and maintain such unique structures highlights their adaptability and intelligence in the challenging environments of South America. These nests are not only functional, but also stand as a testament to nature's ingenuity, bird architecture at its finest. Watching the entire nest-building process offers a deeper appreciation for these incredible natural architects and the beauty of the final nest they create. barn swallow, Hirundo rustica. With their forked tails slicing through the air like little scissors, barn swallows are some of the most recognizable and admired birds around the world. Scientifically named Hirundo rustica, they're true global travelers, breeding across North America, Europe, and Asia, and wintering in Central and South America or Africa, depending on the population. These slender, sleek birds average 6.5 to 7.5 inches long and weigh less than an ounce. Their steel blue backs, cinnamon-colored throats, and graceful flight patterns have made them a beloved sight in both countryside and cityscapes. Barn swallows are remarkable mud architects. They build their cup-shaped nests primarily out of mud pellets, which they collect one beakful at a time from puddles or wet soil. To strengthen the structure, they mix the mud with blades of grass or straw, then line the inside with feathers for warmth and cushioning. These nests are almost always attached to vertical surfaces, barn rafters, under bridges, or beneath building overhangs, hence their name. What's fascinating is their loyalty to nesting sites. Many barn swallows return to the same spot year after year, repairing or rebuilding old nests and even sharing walls with neighbors in loose colonies. Their mud construction isn't just practical, it's precise, durable, and built with surprising speed. When it comes to food, barn swallows are aerial foragers, specializing in catching flying insects mid-air with jaw-dropping agility. They feed on flies, beetles, wasps, and even mosquitoes, making them a natural form of pest control. Their broad, flat beaks and wide gape are perfect tools for scooping up prey while in full flight. Watching a barn swallow dart and glide through the sky, it's easy to forget that such elegance begins with a bit of mud and a lot of instinct. These birds turn a humble substance into a high-flying home, one that raises generations and withstands the test of time. Pacific swallow, Hirundo tahitica. The Pacific swallow may be small in size, but it covers a vast part of the map. Scientifically known as Hirundo tahitica, this bird ranges across much of Southeast Asia and the Western Pacific, including Indonesia, the Philippines, Papua New Guinea, and many Pacific islands. With a body length of around 5.5 inches, the Pacific swallow sports a glossy steel blue back, rich rufous forehead and throat, and a pale underbelly. Unlike its more migratory cousins, this swallow tends to stay year-round in warmer regions, adapting well to both wild coastlines and bustling towns. When it comes to nest building, the Pacific swallow is a resourceful architect. It constructs mud cup nests, carefully shaped and stuck to vertical surfaces, cliff faces, under bridge ledges, inside caves, and increasingly on modern buildings. The birds gather mud from riverbanks or puddles, sometimes flying miles to find the perfect texture. They mix the mud with plant fibers or grass, molding it with their beaks to form sturdy half-cups. The inside is padded with feathers for warmth and comfort. What's truly fascinating is their ability to nest in areas bustling with human activity. These birds don't just tolerate humans, they seem to thrive near them. And thanks to their strong site fidelity, they often return to the exact same spot to nest year after year. In flight, Pacific swallows are a delight to watch. Agile and fast, they swoop low over water or open spaces, catching flying insects with sharp precision. Their diet includes mosquitoes, flies, gnats, and other small airborne bugs, making them a natural pest control agent in tropical environments. Though not as flashy as some of their relatives, the Pacific swallow's charm lies in its balance of independence and adaptability. With just mud, feathers, and instinct, it builds a home that withstands wind, weather, and time, a quiet marvel of nature tucked into the corners of the modern world. Cliff swallow, Petrochelidon pyronota. The cliff swallow is a true master of communal living and mud construction. Scientifically known as Petrochelidon pyronota, this species is native to North America, breeding from southern Canada all the way to northern Mexico and migrating to South America for the winter. These birds are relatively small, measuring around 5 inches long, but they stand out with their pale, buffy rumps, dark bluish backs, white bellies, and distinct red cheeks. Their name comes from their habit of nesting on cliff faces, though they've readily adapted to buildings, bridges, and highway overpasses, anywhere with a high ledge and nearby mud. What sets cliff swallows apart is their incredible social nesting behavior. They build their nests in massive colonies that can number in the thousands, with each pair crafting its own enclosed, gourd-shaped mud nest that includes a short, tunnel-like entrance. Using their beaks, they collect hundreds, sometimes thousands, of mud pellets from nearby sources like riverbanks or puddles. These pellets are carefully stacked and molded onto vertical surfaces, often side by side or even stacked on top of each other, creating a dense wall of hanging homes. Construction can take several days or weeks, and once built, the nest serves as a thermal regulator, keeping the interior warm at night and cool during the day. Cliff swallows often reuse and repair these nests in future seasons, making them not just builders, but long-term homeowners. Their feeding habits are just as impressive. Cliff swallows are aerial insectivores, meaning they catch insects on the wing, often in large, synchronized flocks. They feed on flying ants, flies, mosquitoes, beetles, and other airborne bugs, zigzagging through open skies with incredible speed and precision. This flock foraging method is not just efficient, it's a spectacle to watch. Together, their intricate nests and tight-knit colonies make the cliff swallow one of the most remarkably cooperative birds in North America. Proof that in nature, sometimes it takes a village. Common house martin, Delechon urbicum. With their crisp white bellies and glossy blue-black backs, common house martins are a familiar sight darting through the skies of Europe, North Africa, and parts of Asia. Scientifically named Delechon urbicum, these small migratory birds measure about 5 inches long and weigh only a fraction of an ounce. Their name, house martin, reflects their preference for nesting near human habitation, especially under the eaves of buildings. As summer visitors, they arrive in temperate regions to breed, then migrate thousands of miles to Africa for the winter, showcasing not just nesting talent, but impressive endurance. When it comes to home building, house martins are master masons. They build enclosed mud nests, which they affix high up on vertical walls, usually just beneath roofs or overhangs. Each nest is shaped like a half-dome with a small, round opening at the top. The birds gather hundreds of tiny mud pellets with their beaks from wet ground, carefully layering them over days to craft strong, weather-resistant structures. Inside, they line the nest with feathers for insulation. What's especially remarkable is their colony nesting behavior. Dozens of pairs often build nests side by side, creating a buzzing, chirping mini neighborhood. These nests can last for years, and the same pair may return to reuse or repair their original home. Common house martins feed almost exclusively on flying insects, including aphids, mosquitoes, and midges, which they catch while gliding gracefully through the air. Their acrobatic flight and ability to feed mid-air help control insect populations naturally, especially in farmlands and towns. Though they're often overlooked compared to more colorful species, house martins play a vital role in the ecosystem, and their mud homes, built with patience and precision, are a lasting reminder of how some of the smallest birds can create the most architecturally brilliant homes. WhiteWinged Chuff, Corcorax melanarhamphos. The white-winged chough is one of Australia's most fascinating and misunderstood birds. Despite its name and visual similarities to crows, this species isn't a true corvid, but belongs to a unique family called Corcoracidae. Native to eastern and southern Australia, white-winged choughs inhabit dry forests, open woodlands, and bushlands, often roaming in noisy family groups. They measure about 17 to 19 inches long, with glossy black plumage and a bright red eye that seems to glow against the dark feathers. Their namesake white patches, hidden under the wings, are only visible in flight, creating a surprising flash of color when they take off. What makes white-winged chuffs truly stand out is their extraordinary social structure and cooperative nest-building behavior. These birds live in tight-knit family groups of up to 20 individuals, and everyone helps out, from building the nest to raising the chicks. Their nests are large bowl-shaped structures made of mud, often reinforced with sticks and plant fibers. Perched in the forks of trees, these nests can be reused and expanded over multiple seasons. To build them, the group members gather mouthfuls of mud from nearby creeks or puddles, forming layer after layer until the nest reaches its wide, sturdy shape. The construction is so labor-intensive that it can take weeks and requires rainfall to supply the right mud texture. Diet-wise, white-winged chuffs are opportunistic ground foragers. They walk slowly through leaf litter, flipping over debris to uncover insects, larvae, seeds, and small invertebrates. Occasionally, they'll dig into soft soil with their long, curved beaks. While their foraging style seems leisurely, their intelligence and communication skills are anything but simple. With loud calls, group coordination, and collective parenting, these birds are a brilliant reminder that mud, teamwork, and a touch of drama can make for one of nature's most impressive nest-building stories. Sand martin, Riparia riparia. The sand martin, also known as the bank swallow in North America, is a small yet highly social bird with a big talent for engineering underground. Scientifically named Riparia riparia, this species is found across much of the Northern Hemisphere, breeding in North America, Europe and Asia, and wintering as far south as South America, Sub-Saharan Africa, and Southeast Asia. It's the smallest member of the swallow family, measuring only about 4.7 to 5.1 inches long. Its plumage is modest, brown above and white below, with a narrow brown band across the chest, but its nesting strategy is anything but ordinary. Instead of building visible nests, sand martins prefer to excavate tunnels in sandy riverbanks, cliffs, and gravel pits. Using their small beaks and feet, they dig horizontal burrows that can stretch up to 3 feet deep into soft vertical walls. At the end of each tunnel, they construct a nesting chamber lined with grass, feathers, and bits of mud, creating a hidden, well-insulated space for their eggs and chicks. Colonies can contain hundreds of pairs, all digging side by side in the same cliff face. The sheer number of burrows can transform a quiet riverbank into a buzzing metropolis of fluttering wings and constant chatter. Their ability to dig into unstable surfaces without causing collapse is a marvel of instinctive precision. Sand martins feed entirely on flying insects, which they catch on the wing with amazing agility. Their diet includes mosquitoes, midges, flies, and other small airborne bugs, making them a welcome presence near water and farmland. Though they may lack the vibrant colors of other swallows, sand martins impress in quieter ways, through teamwork, determination, and the art of underground architecture. With nothing but mud, feathers, and grit, they transform sheer riverbanks into vast, living apartment complexes. Each tunnel a testament to how even the tiniest birds can leave a big impact on the landscape. Eastern Phoebe, Sciornis phoebe. The eastern phoebe is one of those birds that feels both wild and familiar, often seen perching on fences, ledges, or porch lights, quietly bobbing its tail. Scientifically named Sciornis phoebe, this small songbird is native to eastern and central North America, breeding from Canada down through the United States and wintering in the southern US and Mexico. Measuring about 5.5 to 6.7 inches long, the eastern phoebe has a soft gray-brown back, a pale belly, and a large rounded head that gives it a curious, gentle look. Its name Phoebe comes from the Roman moon goddess, and also mimics the bird's raspy two-note call, Phoebe, Phoebe. When it comes to nesting, eastern phoebes are quiet but crafty builders. They construct cup-shaped nests made of mud, moss, and grass, often placed on human-made structures like eaves, bridges, barn rafters, and porch beams. They're especially fond of sheltered spots near water. Using their beaks, they gather mud from puddles or riverbanks and mix it with plant material to build the sturdy outer shell of the nest. The inside is then lined with soft moss or animal hair for insulation. These nests are surprisingly durable and are often reused or refurbished in following seasons. Unlike colonial nesters, eastern phoebes are solitary breeders, fiercely defending their nesting sites. Their ability to coexist with humans has made them one of the first birds to benefit from man-made structures as part of their natural nesting strategy. Eastern phoebes are expert flycatchers. They hunt by perching quietly, watching for movement, then darting out to snatch insects mid-air. Their diet consists mainly of flies, beetles, wasps, moths, and occasionally small fruits or berries. You'll often spot them wagging their tails while scanning for prey, a signature behavior that sets them apart. Eastern phoebes have carved out a unique space in both wild and human-altered landscapes. They show us that sometimes the best homes are built not in the trees but beneath the eaves, with a little mud and a lot of instinct. Black-billed magpie, Pica hudsonia. The black-billed magpie is a bird that demands attention, not just for its bold colors and long tail, but for its intelligence and complex social behavior. Scientifically known as Pica hudsonia, this member of the crow family is found throughout the western and central United States, southern Canada, and parts of Alaska. It measures between 18 to 24 inches long, with its dramatic tail making up nearly half of its total body length. Its striking black and white plumage, accented by iridescent blues and greens on the wings and tail, makes it instantly recognizable. As one of the few North American birds with such a strong social structure, the black-billed magpie is as brainy as it is beautiful. Their nesting behavior is a marvel of avian engineering. Magpies build large, domed nests, often over 3 feet tall, perched in the tops of trees or tall shrubs. The bottom half of the nest is constructed from a dense combination of mud, sticks, grass, leaves, and other plant material, creating a solid base. The upper portion is formed from a chaotic-looking but effective roof of interwoven sticks, designed to protect against aerial predators. Inside, the nesting chamber is carefully lined with softer materials, creating a cozy space for raising their young. The entire structure can take up to 50 days to complete, and it's not uncommon for these nests to be reused or repaired across multiple seasons. Their use of mud as a structural binder helps reinforce the nest, making it sturdy enough to survive harsh weather and heavy winds. Few birds put this much effort into their homes, and few nests look quite as fortress-like as a magpie's. Black-billed magpies are opportunistic feeders, with a menu that includes insects, small mammals, carrion, seeds, fruits, and even food scraps left by humans. They forage on the ground and in trees and have been known to follow larger animals or humans to scavenge leftovers. Magpies are also known for their tool use and complex vocalizations, traits that underscore their intelligence. These birds don't just build with mud, they also remember, adapt, and strategize, making them one of the most fascinating nest builders in North America. Flamingo, Phoenicopterus spp. Flamingos are among the most iconic birds on the planet, instantly recognized by their long necks, stilt-like legs, and striking pink coloration. Belonging to the genus Phoenicopterus, these wading birds are found across Africa, the Caribbean, South America, the Middle East, Southern Europe, and parts of Asia, depending on the species. Adults range in size from 2.6 to 4.7 feet tall and can weigh between 5.5 to 7.7 pounds. Beyond their beauty, Flamingos are also remarkable for their unusual and highly strategic nest-building behavior. Unlike many birds that nest in trees or cliffs, flamingos build their nests on open mudflats, where they create volcano-like mounds of mud, often reaching up to 12 inches tall. These cone-shaped structures are carefully crafted by both the male and female, using their curved bills to scoop up and stack wet mud, stones, feathers, and plant debris into shape. At the top of each mound is a small depression, just deep enough to cradle a single egg. This elevated platform keeps the egg safe from rising water levels, extreme heat from the ground, and even other flamingos walking through the nesting site. In large colonies, thousands of these mud mounds can cover a single salt flat, creating a surreal landscape of tiny earthen towers. The nest's height and design are critical for survival, especially in the harsh, sun-baked environments flamingos often inhabit. The flamingos are specialized filter feeders. Using their unique downward bent bills, they sweep their heads upside down through shallow water, filtering out algae, diatoms, small crustaceans, and aquatic invertebrates. Tiny bristle-like structures inside their beaks allow them to trap food while expelling water and mud. It's this specialized diet, especially carotenoid-rich organisms like brine shrimp, that gives flamingos their signature pink or reddish coloring. Graceful, social, and surprisingly efficient flamingos remind us that even the most elegant creatures on Earth know how to get their feet dirty, turning mud into a miracle of design and survival. And there you have it, 10 birds that don't just survive in nature. They build, innovate, and thrive with nothing more than mud and instinct. If this journey into the muddy masterpieces of the bird world inspired you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. Tell us which bird surprised you the most, or share a story of a nest you've seen in the wild. Thanks for watching.